Greetings, dear ones. I want to share something very beautiful. How divine are these little children who are truly awakened to their true awareness of who they really are and are a living expression of their divinity. These days, I am observing so many children who are actually awakened, and if you look closely at them, they are not really new souls, they are very old souls, very old souls. So, I'm in a place right now where there are a lot of divine people and who move around with their kids, who are also divine, who are meditating together and enjoying the journey of light together in total awareness. So I'm watching these children who are so good expression of the real divinity, and when I look at them, I remember Jesus Christ's words, become a child to enter the kingdom of God. When I look at these children, I see and I'm aware that these are the souls who have already entered into the kingdom of heaven, but they are living and experiencing a human evolution and having a human experience on this earth plane. But the best part is most of them are aware that they are having a human experience on this earth plane and who are aware of their divinity. So these days it's very common to see these children whom I strongly believe are very old souls who have had a long journey with multiple births and multiple experiences and have had so many experiences that they have reached to the saturation point. So culminating all those experiences of that and finally unraveling of who they are, and finally they realize who they are, and probably this could be their last incarnation here. So such is the divinity of these children. But at the same time, I am also observing those parents who are equally divine. And many parents are new souls, they are not very old souls, new souls, less number of incarnations, less amount of experiences, but they have begotten the divine child. So they have given birth to divine children. But I salute and I bow to these great parents who can see who their children are. How divine are the parents who realize how divine their children are. I bow to all the parents, divine parents, who bow to the divinity in their children. I am seeing so many parents who are fully aware of who their children are, and they are giving them so much of love and respect. They respect their children, knowing that they are elders. I haven't seen this anywhere much, but in my experience, I observed in the past 2 days how parents are aware of their awakened children and they know of their potential, and so they treat them with utmost respect as though they treat some seniors. This is very rare to see, dear ones, but it's also amazing to see that we are living in such a time where such realizations are happening, which was very rare in the past decades. So I'm sure the new earth is opening up its portals and ascending so rapidly. So I think in a couple of decades there is definitely going to be a heaven on earth. So the kingdom of God is going to be seems like established on earth itself. I'm aware of how the children are. I'm aware of how the parents are. The parents speak of how their children must be treated and how they are adjusting to their children, which otherwise, in a world that I live in, I've seen the egos of parents actually hampering the growth or the divinity in their children, because it's very obvious that our egos cannot very easily take somebody who is less experienced or having less number of years, or somebody who's born under us in the hierarchy system. Children are supposed to be our slaves. This is how the world works, because we dictate things to them. We hope, not just hope, we ensure that they follow what we have to dictate to them. And if they do not follow, they have had it. So such is a world that we have been living in. But these days, parents are aware of who their children are, and they are fully supporting their ascension, and they know that there is a big wide generation gap. Not just generation gap, an evolution gap, a birth gap. A couple of births distance they are aware of. So they treat their children with utmost respect. For example, I heard of a parent saying, I know that my child does not adhere to the norms of this current world. In a world where we are so disciplined with get up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. and do this and do that, we have so many do's and don'ts. This parent realizes that this child is not in tune with the time zone. So it is not adhering to the disciplines of time. It has its own flexibility, and it lives in total freedom, free from the disciplines imposed by human culture. It's amazing to see a parent who's so awakened enough to see that their children must be given the space and freedom and be given the choice to live the way they have to live. They only guide the children. They know that they are only guides. And they also refer to saying that the children do not belong to them. The children were only born through them. Such great realization. I mean, if this seeps into the human culture, you can imagine the kind of transition and the kind of place this earth would be, with such beautiful souls coming in and such beautiful souls guiding them to light. I'm sure the parents who guide such children to their ultimate destination are themselves great realized souls. So I would say we are having sages, literally, the spirits of sages being born here, and sages being born unto those parents who are born on this earth here. So it's a divine transition that I'm seeing here. So I just wanted to share this on this early beautiful morning that I'm in the space of nature and with such lovely beings. My past 2 days has been very beautiful, living amongst such realized beings. It makes me feel like I'm on a different dimension, but at the same time I see that this dimension is very much on this earth. No wonder there are places on earth which are linked to higher realms, and the energies of those realms can be felt in certain areas of this earth, which I call portals. These are definitely portals where the energies, when they strike from the higher dimensions, it transforms not just the earth there, that location there, but also the people living in and around that space. So I'm sure there are more portals opening up in this divine earth. More dimensional energy is coming up here, so that this dimension, the third plane, can be also transmuted to a higher plane. I believe this is how Satyuga comes. We are in a great transition period, dear ones. So I think it's better to keep our eyes watchful on such things happening on earth and become more and more aware of such dimensions and such living that is happening, and such souls, become aware of such souls that live around us. We fail to observe them. They are very much around us, all around us. And I believe in respecting such souls and such families, divine families. We link up to their energies and their kind of living standards. So I believe we must appreciate and respect this transition that is happening on earth right now. It also gives us an opportunity to ourselves imbibe these qualities by looking at others evolving and imbibing their nature and how they live life, a divine life. We can imbibe these into our lives and make a new transition by letting go of the old systems and old cultures and bringing in this new vibes that we have, which is very confusing. It might seem to our old belief system, it might seem very confusing because these are all new ways of living. But if we enter into the higher realms, I mean, if we are attuned to the higher frequencies, it's not difficult, dear ones. It's not difficult to understand where this is all coming from. It is only if we are lowered in our consciousness that we find all these things difficult to digest. But if we live a life of awareness and in awakened awareness, in heightened spirits, in higher frequencies, in better positive vibes, greater vibes than what we were actually living, then it's very easy to notice, and not just notice, but also be inspired and imbibe these divine new qualities in our lives. Imagine we as parents, we as children, we as families imbibing these qualities, and we as a whole one big family living in unity and oneness, the divine oneness that we are all anyways heading towards. Come what may, there may be so many diversities. Everybody might have their own diversities and own divisions, but I'm very much assured in these spaces, very much assured by the ascended masters, that this diversity and divisions are not going to last long. They are going to collapse like a pack of cards sooner or later. So we are here to witness all that and see and witness and experience the oneness, the one big whole large family which we call Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So with much divine love and light to all of you, stay blessed.